up, Evil Dead fans? Before I get started on this video, I really want to give a big shout out to Liam Correa out of Australia. He's a good dude, and cheers, man. This video is going to pertain to, can the Necronomicon be destroyed? Now, I'm going to show a few pictures of basically just the Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, and really stretch out there on why things are the way they are with the book. So basically, we'll start with Evil Dead 1. It's the original book, and it's I don't know. This is what it looks like.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that style book. I call it like the Butterface book. You know, it's like when you see like a dude walking around like a banana hammock in the summertime. You see that same reaction when I see him. It's like, ew, you know, tuck that shit away. We don't need to see that. Anyways, so as we know, if you've seen Evil Dead, the original Evil Dead, and we're not talking about the remake. That's not part of the universe. That's out the fucking door. You remember it gets burned at the end, and here's a quick scene. There's the quick scene. It was being burned. Now, we remember at the end of the original Evil Dead, it was burned, and also the Deadites died. Now, I have another video I need to make about why the book acts differently in the different movies. I'll cover that later. But we know at the end of the original Evil Dead 1, Ash was supposed to die. Now, if the book was burned and its power was destroyed, how come the evil force was still there? So, let's go into Evil Dead 2. In Evil Dead 2, if you watch Evil Dead 2 on DVD, the DVD edition, Tom Sullivan has this thing where you're going over different photos and things like that that were done during the filming of it. And the reason why the book looks the way it does in Evil Dead 2, here's a photo.
Dark Ones. Necronomicon Ex Mortis. Roughly translated, Book of the Dead.
Or video, whatever. Video. The reason why it looks the way it does is Sam wanted the book to look melted. So the book wasn't destroyed. There was actually a deleted scene from Evil Dead 2 you can find on YouTube to where Ash goes back into the fire. And originally they were supposed to have a recap of Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2, and it was supposed to go right into where Ash gets hit by the evil force and gets pushed through the woods and gets turned into a Deadite. But they couldn't get the rights or the likeness or anything from Evil Dead 1, so they just scrapped the idea, and basically kind of like a reboot is what they did. It's like a reboot sequel kind of thing is kind of how they really describe it. But that's why it looks the way it does. The iconic look is because it was supposed to look melted. Now, going to Army of Darkness. The Army of Darkness, that one, Tom Sullivan did not do that book. They actually, the production company who did it made it bigger so it was believable that Ash could be sucked through the book in the graveyard scene. And they could not use the original cover since Tom Sullivan owns the rights to the Evil Dead 2 cover and the Evil Dead 1 cover. He owns the rights. Yet you see at the beginning of Army of Darkness, you do see his book, but the reason why you see it there is that film, that footage is already paid for. He was already paid for that. That's why they could use that stock footage. And then you go to Ash vs. Evil Dead. Same scenario. I mean, the book looks different. It somewhat resembles the Evil Dead 2 one, but not quite. It's a lot cleaner. Tom Sullivan did not design that one either, and they could not use that likeness, so they had to go with something else. But let's get back to the story at hand. Can it be destroyed? Can the Necronomicon be destroyed? Okay, let's, you know, they talked about it couldn't be burned, it couldn't be hurt or anything. Now, let's talk about the pages for a second. Now, we know pages can be removed from the book. You know, and pages in the book can be changed. What I've come to figure out is when the pages are bound in the book, they cannot be destroyed or hurt. Once they're removed from the book, You can do whatever you want with them. You can wipe your ass with them, you can rip them up, things like that. But once they're bound in that book, they cannot be destroyed because it's part of the book. All right, so now to answer the question, can it be destroyed? I have to go into towards the end of season 1, when Ruby gets ownership of the book. Now, if you remember, she does some kind of spell incantation, and using the Kandarian dagger defaces the book. Now, we know no human weapon or anything can harm the book, but the Kandarian dagger has a special, spell or whatever, kind of power that can destroy evil. I do have a lot I really want to talk about the Kandarian dagger, but that'll be in a later video. So, who's to say there isn't a spell in that book that while using the Kandarian dagger, that the book can't be destroyed? So in my personal opinion, what I've come to find out just on different aspects of it, the book, yes, it can be destroyed. It has to be done using the Kandarian dagger and the proper incantation from the book. And if you say, well, why would the Dark Ones put that in there? Well, why would they make the fucking dagger in the first place that destroys evil? It's kind of a failsafe. When anything is like a weapon of any sorts, whether it's, human-made, that's something in real life, and something in a movie, there's always a fail-safe of, if the book gets in the wrong hands, or if something goes crazy with the book, or the weapon in hand. There's always a fail-safe to destroy that weapon. There's always some kind of safety of some sort. And there has to be a spell in there using the Kandarian dagger that can destroy the book. So, to answer the question, yes, the book can be destroyed. So, it's not like you can Ruby could have done a spell and used the box cutter and cut the front of the book off. It just couldn't happen that way. Had to be the Kandarian dagger, had to be right incantation. So, yes, it can be destroyed. To recap, if the pages are removed, the pages can be destroyed, but once they're bound in the book, they cannot be destroyed. The book can't be destroyed. The binding of the book is what makes it so special. But using the Kandarian dagger with the right incantation, yes, it can be destroyed. So I hope that answered any questions. I do have to do a video at some point soon about the Kandarian dagger, and also, somebody did a video about why they think the Deadites do what they do, the evil force and the possession and everything like that. And I have my own aspects of breaking it down, of their plan and how they do it and why they possess certain people versus killing certain people. Because if you notice, they possess some people, but they just kill others. And I'm going to break it down to a character point of view. Point of view looking at the specific character development of each person of their fate, dealing with the book and in the Evil Dead trilogy. So, I got things to do. Liam, you're awesome. And until next time, you guys stay groovy.